Bristol community, this is Tommy and welcome to another musical adventure. Today's adventure takes us to Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia, where we're paying a visit to the Birthplace of Country Music Museum. That's right, this is where the Carter family and so many others came to record in Bristol, and we're going to take a look around town. This is my first time here, and just see some of the different sites and some of the musical things that are happening here. So tag along. There's a large guitar outside of the museum. The planters outside the museum also mark the records and the recordings here. Of course, Jimmie Rodgers, the soldier's sweetheart. Now, unfortunately, they do not allow video in the museum. Now, that's not a bad thing because copyright, there's a lot of copyrighted music that's playing in the background, and so it's probably not worth going through that. But I do want to show you guys some of the photos that I took and some of the stuff that was inside there. So I will share those with you. As you walk into the museum, you're greeted by these 78s talking about the Bristol sessions. And this is a microphone similar to the one used by Mr. Ralph Peer recording those famous sessions. This piano was actually used on the Bristol sessions. This guitar is a Martin guitar signed by Jimmie Rodgers, the singing brakeman, the father of country music. And this is a banjo signed by the banjo great, everyone knows him, Earl Scruggs. This is a banjo signed by Dr. Ralph Stanley. A lot of you know Dr. Ralph Stanley as the singer of Oh Death from the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack that was popular a few years back. This mandolin, Mr. Bill Monroe, Blue Moon of Kentucky. Here's a Victrola, a 78 player. This is a wax cylinder player playing the Edison wax cylinders. Probably not very hi-fi. Here's a blurry photo of a 78 by Mr. Hank Williams. Most of you recognize this guitar. This is a Telecaster. I don't believe this was Waylon Jennings' actual guitar. It may have been. It's definitely the same model. This is a shirt worn by Johnny Cash, and this was designed by the rodeo tailor, Mr. Nudie Cohn, who I've talked about on this channel. And this is a Buck Owens guitar. You probably remember this guitar if you ever watched Hee Haw. And this final guitar is a Gibson guitar, one of the few actually owned by Hank Williams. I was trying to soak up some of the vibes from this guitar. So we're going to have lunch at the Burger Bar right here in Bristol, downtown. And supposedly, the rumor is, this was the last place that Hank Williams was seen alive. So we're going to go in and have some lunch, let you know how it is. So just had lunch at the Burger Bar. This was reportedly the last place that Hank Williams was seen alive on that fateful journey. And pretty good burger. I'm sure the burgers are way different than they were back when Hank was here, but all the same, it was a good lunch. Little dive place, really awesome. Here's another shot of the Burger Bar across the street to give you an idea just how it kind of sits here, this old building. It's a great mural here on the Virginia side of the state line. Looks like a whale of a show to me. As you can see, here's another great mural depicting the birthplace of country music. Here's the old singing brakeman, Jimmie Rodgers. Of course, the Maybelle family and Mr. Ralph Peer, who recorded those legendary sessions. So what is now an empty parking lot is the place where once stood the warehouse where Ralph Peer recorded those legendary Bristol sessions, the Big Bang of country music, as they call it. Of course, there's a Mississippi Country Music Trail marker, which is pretty cool. And right next to it is a marker, a Tennessee marker, discussing how Ralph Peer, working for Victor, came down and recorded all of those fabulous artists. Unfortunately, the building is long gone, but the markers are here. Also, here's a marker from RCA and Victor. A list of those that recorded here back in 1927. Of course, this is the other side of the Mississippi Trail marker. If you're a watcher of this channel and a regular viewer, you know I caught the one outside of Jerry Lee Lewis's home in Nesbit, Mississippi. Go back and watch a few videos and catch that one. And on the sidewalk is this plaque, an old plaque that was erected 410 State Street, 1927, back in August. So behind me here is the legendary sign, Bristol, Virginia, Tennessee. A good place to live. Of course, back in 1927, no one really knew what would really take place here and how legendary this place would become. Of course, anyone who follows music, American popular music, knows the importance and the significance of what took place here when Mr. Peer came to town to record these artists. Behind me is the main street. Looks very similar probably to as it did back then, but a lot of modern stuff here. The legendary Bristol. There's the great art down here, playing a great Buck Owens guitar, wearing some snazzy boots. My wife has dubbed this piece Mr. Tetanus. Hello, Mr. Tetanus. Want to get the facade there of the Paramount Theater. Still in business and hosting shows, live shows. There's a cafe on the corner called Delta Blues. Of course, you can see many of the great blues artists. John Lee Hooker. Of course, Robert Johnson down there, B.B. King. The legendary first family of country music, the Carter family. This is a pretty cool little mural here. Features some musical instruments and a record. Outside the park here is a little sculpture called Take the Stage. The sculptor is Val Lyle. It's featuring a young lady and a man playing the guitar. Of course, on the microphone, Bristol. So overall, Bristol is a very neat place, especially fans of music and music history. There's a lot to see and do here, and you know, just to walk through the town and experience the history. Very, very neat. Good burger at the burger bar. There's a great bakery called the Blackbird. Really good pastries and sweet stuff there. So if you're in the area, definitely worth a stop. So that was our trip and our adventure to Bristol, Virginia, and Tennessee. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for another musical adventure. If you like this one, there's plenty more where this one's going to come from. Go back and watch some of the other videos. Thanks for coming along. In the meantime, as I say always, save the Texas Prairie Chicken.